At Direct Service Overhead, we know how much trust you put in the individuals who have the privilege of working on the components of your home. We understand that a broken garage door is the last thing you want to be worried about, and most of the time, doors break at the most inconvenient times. Our professionally trained technicians service 24 hours a day, and our high-cycle parts are guaranteed to make a noticeable impact on your garage door without putting a damper on your wallet. If you're looking for need of assistance maintaining your current garage door, our team has the experience and expertise to deliver the results you deserve. Give Direct Service Overhead a call today or visit us online to learn more.
All right, let's do this. It's a busy week. Oh my gosh, so much to discuss. 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's going on, Arkansas Razorback fans, SEC fans everywhere? Welcome. Welcome to the Picture Network YouTube channel. I'm Ty Hudson, aka Tyzilla. When I get in a bad mood, I guess I turn into Tyzilla. I don't know. It's like when the full moon's out, he grows fangs, eyes turn yellow, and he becomes Tyzilla. That's what happens. Lot to discuss. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, like, comment, share the content. Of course, share. A few of you do, and you tag me, and I do appreciate that. Hogs continues to do his thing. I know you can't be here the whole show, Hogs, but I do appreciate that. But, yeah, and Tonka Todd, he's another one. I do appreciate you guys that share the content. That goes a long ways along with liking the stream. Shout out to Patreon supporters. You guys, look at that. I'm so proud of that, man. We're going to break 40 on this next one. We're going to break 40. I'm really excited about that. So shout out to you guys. This isn't possible without you. And also, it's not possible without the show's sponsor, Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. Same-day services, emergency service, 24/7, 365 days a year, free estimates, quality parts, affordable outcomes, hundreds of 5-star reviews, better than best results. Give them a call today, 501-244-3667. And they operate really anywhere that's got a garage door in the state of Arkansas, I do believe. Definitely Central Arkansas and in NWA as well. When March Madness approaches, Ty-Zilla comes out. Man, there's not a better time of the year. I mean, this is it, right? This is really it. JD says, if Desi Sills would have stayed, do you think he could have made an impact on this team? I don't know. I haven't kept up with Desi. I don't know, Jay. That's a tough call. He kind of wasn't really. He struggled a little bit last year. Ty, hate to admit it, but I'm gonna have to be partly Arkansas State Red Wolves fan next year since I'll be in their marching band. I can split my time though. Jacob, congrats on that, my man. Congrats. That's awesome. I don't know what you have to talk about today, Ty. I mean, nothing going on, right? Yeah, absolutely nothing going on. I thought what you shared in Discord was fascinating, Mike. And I might try to pull that up here and let everyone listen to it. I think it's like a minute and a half long video, but I thought that was really, really fascinating what those guys were saying about Will Wade. So for those of you who are really late to the party, Will Wade is out at LSU. He was fired over the weekend. It kind of got buried, a little bit because of all this stuff going on with March Madness and the SEC tournament. It kind of got buried a little bit. But it happened. He's gone. Georgia's going to hire, I guess, I don't know if they've made it official yet or not, but Mike White, who's been the Florida coach for the past 7 years, he's going to be the Georgia Bulldogs' next head coach. Georgia, I just don't understand that hire. I just don't get it. You want to stay in the basement forever in basketball? That's not a strong hire. That's a strange, not really a strange hire. I guess they just want to continue to be. Mediocre. I don't know. Not even that. Hell, they weren't even mediocre this year. They were terrible. I guess that's what Mike White is. Maybe he'll be their Mike Anderson. Come in, lay a foundation, at least make them respectable, like a team that maybe can go 500 in SEC play. Maybe. I mean, they were so bad. And it's just considering where they're at in the part of the country, you guys know how I feel about that part of the country in football and basketball, where you've got, Florida just south of you that is breaming with talent, Atlanta in your own state, right? Like you go a little north, there's great, like they are surrounded with athletes down there. And the fact that any team down there struggles at any of the three sports, baseball, basketball, football, is just confusing. I don't understand it. Then again, I get it. Everyone's dipping into your talent pool. But basketball, you can only sign so many prospects, right? Now you've got the portal. Like you'd think it would open things up for programs like Florida and Georgia. And here we are. So Mike White going to take over for the Georgia Bulldogs. Arkansas over Gonzaga. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to touch up on a little bit of baseball. I know at least two of you care about baseball. I would hope more of you because they're starting to play better. They're getting a lot. They're coming to life at the plate. We're going to talk baseball. We're going to get into the spring camp just a little bit. Not a lot. There's not a lot to take from spring camp right now. I mean, if you wanted to ask me, like, really, Ty, what can you take from this? It's like, well, there's some people that thought so-and-so looked better. There's a belief. And by the way, that video at the beginning was chopped up. I chopped that up, put some music on it, but that was originally recorded by Whole Hog Sports. So I definitely was not there on the field. I don't want anyone to get the imagination that I was there. I do not have a press pass for football. But I chopped it up, added some music to it, cut it up, and I gave it to y'all. Desi had like an average of 10 points a game at A-State. Don't think he would have done much here. Yeah, I don't think he would have done much. Yeah. Vermont is small, but we can give them we can't give them open shots. Got to be aggressive on defense to close out. Yeah. So we're going to kind of go over a little bit of all of it. I have no idea how long this show's going to be because we're going to talk about the bracket. I've got it up here. Right here it is. This is not my finished product, obviously. I just kind of randomly selected, just kind of messing around here a little bit. But that's what we got going on. So we'll discuss that. And we'll go down we'll make that that's probably how we'll end the show. We'll talk about this bracket. Who knows how long that conversation can go on for, because this is a tricky one. I think they're always tricky. You say that every year, but this is going to be a tricky one. It really is. Yo, what's up, Scotsman? How you doing, man? Again, do me a favor, guys. Share the content. Subscribe if you haven't already. We've had a recent boost in subscribers again. That's awesome. I think we're up like plus 20 subscribers in just the last few weeks or so. That's awesome. So if you have any questions or comments, please ask away. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. So let's start off really quick with baseball. I don't know if you guys caught this. D1 baseball, their top 25, a little bit of a shakeup here in their top 25. Ole Miss at 1, Texas at 2, Arkansas at 3, Vanderbilt at 4th, Oregon State 5th. But how about Georgia slipping into the top 25? I don't think they were top 25 last week. They're now 20th. LSU 13th. Mississippi State all the way back to 23rd. All the way back. We act like that's a bad thing. In this conference, it's like, you're all right, I guess, if you're 23rd in the country. Not really. Like, they're still, we know they've got the talent. Oklahoma State falls back to 11th. I think they moved backwards. Stanford moved backwards to 12th. I might be crazy, but I thought Texas Tech was higher than 17th last week. But Arkansas gets a 4-game sweep, and holy cow, what a week for the Razorbacks, for Razorback baseball. Incredible. Caden Wallace, are you kidding me? This guy, Caden Wallace now, what do you have? 13 RBIs. And I know it's a 4-game series. I get that. I understand that. Against an opponent in UIC, whom you beat them in game 1, 12-4. Game 2, you won 5-4. Game 3, you 10-1. Got them pretty good there, and then you won 10-8 in a late rally against UIC. That was I really thought they were going to drop this thing, and they came back, I think, in the bottom of the 8th. CG Bullets on Twitch. He I don't know if he used to come to the live streams, I think, a long time ago. Pretty sure he was in our Discord at one point in time. He left and now he's back, but he streams on Twitch. I try to tag him in our Discord, let everyone know and share the link, but he streams the games on Twitch. So if you want to watch the Razorbacks, you can do that. I know everyone likes listening to the game. I get it. But if you want to watch, CG Bullets is your guy. So Arkansas again, 12-4, 5-4, 10-1, 10-8. They sweep UIC in a 4-game series. You got Grambling in 2 games on the 15th, 6:30 p.m. See, that's better. That's manageable on tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Come on, you could do that if you're in town. You got a ticket, and then 4 p.m. on March 16th. Again, I would love to call. I'd love to get a hold of Yurchek and just be like, bro, help me out. Can every game be after 4 p.m. during in the middle of the week? I don't know who that's up to. You feel like in that situation, the Razorbacks, that should be left up to the team. Or is it the broadcast? But we're not talking about ESPN. So what's with the 4 p.m. and 3 p.m.s and the 2 p.m.s? I get it. That's the way it's been for years. But in the modern age, and with Arkansas baseball being as good as it is, 4 p.m. is manageable, right? You could make that. I think some people can make that. If you're wanting to go and you have access and you got a ticket, you could do 4 p.m., but it's like, why not 5? Well, we don't want people being out all night. Yeah, but you'd still be home before 9:30, depending on where you're coming from. You got Kentucky on the 18th. Open up conference play against Kentucky. By the way, Kentucky, I'm not sure you want to overlook them. I know it's early. I know we're talking about like who they really played. Here's how the standings look right now. Ole Miss, this is according to D1Baseball.com, number 1 in the country, 13-2. LSU's 13-3. They're 13th in the country. The Hogs 11-3. Winners of 6 straight. That is currently the SEC's second best win streak. Auburn 13-4. They're coming off a loss. Alabama on a 3-game win streak. They're 12-5. A&M 10-5. Talk about baseball. Texas is a huge baseball state. It's just so surprising to me that A&M has struggled like they have. But they're 10-5. Mississippi State, they're kind of getting back, right? They're coming off a 3-game. They won their series, 3-game streak, number 23 in the country. Tennessee, I think there's a real argument that this might be the best hitting club in college baseball, at least among the big teams. Number 7 in the country. They've won 7 straight. They're currently 15-1. Vandy's 13-2. Oh, I said Arkansas had the second best. No, I was wrong. They're the third best win streak because the best is Vanderbilt, 12-game win streak. They're 13-2. I think if you're going to make an argument for someone being number 1 in the country, Tennessee and Vandy should be in that conversation. But again, Vandy's at 4, Tennessee's at 7. Again, they're winners of 12 straight. Missouri, 11-2. Kentucky, what is that, the second most wins right now in the conference behind Tennessee at 15-1. They're 14-3 with 3 straight wins. Georgia, 4 straight wins, 13-3. Maybe Georgia won't just be a single sports school. Florida, 13-4, coming off a loss, and South Carolina, winners of 2 straight. They're 9-6. That's surprising. I mean, South Carolina is a good baseball program. Not off to a great start. You could have said the same thing, and then the Hogs go on this 6-game win streak they're on. Pitching mostly decent. I would argue probably still some questions about starting pitching and, a couple mid-relief guys and what's going on with the closer spot. But Cole Ramage, what's he capable of? Moving on. There's some questions with pitching a little bit. I'm feeling better and better about hitting. Arkansas right now, your top hitters, Michael Turner's batting a 404. Lenzilli, 348. Caden Wallace, 339 with 19. Wait a minute. Hold on. 18 RBIs. Michael Turner, by the way, with 17. Chris Lenzilli with 11. Bob Moore, even though he's only I say only. I mean, there's teams that would love to have a couple guys batting above 275. Arkansas has that's quite a few. He's batting 278 with 9 RBIs. 8 runs. Peyton Stovall finally starting to get it figured out at the plate. I mean, this guy, sub 250, below that. I mean, I think for a little bit he was well below that. Now he's up to 277. Right? That's not bad. 6 RBIs. This is a true freshman. This is the guy that freshman preseason All-American. He's the He's on the several, preseason keep an eye on this guy list. Right? They're doing good. I like the hitting is starting to come together. Brady Slavens of all people, only batting at 229. I fully believe he's gonna come out of that. I'm not saying he's gonna be great, but I think he could do better than 229. But Slavens does have 7 RBIs, so that's not bad. But you have 3 guys right now already sitting in double digits, and 2 of them almost 20 RBIs on the year, Michael Turner and Caden Wallace. Again, Chris Lanzilli, who's been spectacular, batting 348. Hitting is coming around, and you got to appreciate it. Hogs are 17th in the AP poll. Thank you, Alex. That was mine. Yeah, thank you. Go Badgers, says Addison Brook. Oh, boy. Do love that avatar, though, Addison. The Star Fox is awesome. Tennessee and Auburn got okay brackets, in my opinion. Yeah, again, we'll touch up on the bracket stuff here in just a second. So talking about spring camp, good Lord. It's here, and it's fantastic. I love it. It's my favorite time of the year, man. So again, don't forget, subscribe if you haven't already. Check out all the links provided for you down below if you want to become a Patreon supporter, which goes towards helping out the channel. And you're in our Discord and you want that cool green name. Link them up, baby. Link them up. Link up your Patreon to your Discord. or your Discord to your Patreon, whatever. You won't have to do anything in Discord. It automatically clicks over for you. There's nothing for you to do on the Discord side. But spring camp, we're early. I have seen screenshots. Obviously, I've watched a little bit of video where I could find it. Trey Knox, looking good, looking lean. Dude is pushing 240. Some folks believe he might actually be closer to 245. I don't know. I mean, based on what I've seen, I'm not good at looking at someone and going, oh, yeah, he for sure weighs that. I have no idea. But you could say he looks good, fills out the jersey, right? Remember, they're not full pads, as you saw in that video at the beginning of the show. They're not in full pads from head to toe. But, yeah, he looks good in the jersey and the helmet. Drew Sanders, I've read and, again, talked to some folks who had an eye on him, who had eyes on him. They weren't wearing eye patches or anything. Looks good. Big size kid. I mean, again, this is a guy that a level of talent that Arkansas rarely has at the linebacker spot. Like, this is just not, don't get me wrong. Again, I say this every time. Grant Morgan, Bumper Pool, Henry, Dre Greenlaw, Scooter Harris, Montreal Spate, Caleb Miller, Sam Aljabutu. Good linebackers. Freddie Fairchild until he, well, we won't go down that path, but had some good players, good athletes. But Drew Sanders is a level of linebacker I'm not sure you get very often at Arkansas. He is a draft prospect. I think he will be a draft prospect. He's listed at 6'5", 232 pounds. I mean, you watch his video. This dude is explosive, moves so well to the ball. He's aggressive. He's what you want at that spot. He could be asked to line up at times. You know, if they want to have him go after the quarterback, don't be surprised if you see him going after the quarterback. If they don't line him up, kind of like what they did with Trey Williams. I've heard he could be a multiple position guy, but looked at right now at one of the linebacker spots. It's going to be an interesting mix, and I think that's something, again, with Bumper Pool, Christopher Paul, Marco Avant. Those are guys that you want to keep an eye on. Avant is someone I've been excited about since they signed him. I thought he was vastly underrated. Someone that hopefully will have an opportunity. So I had a list here of names of guys, just some injury updates. We had Zach Zymos, who I guess was unable to participate. Quincy McAdoo, Ladarius Bishop, James Joyner, and Dax Courtney. From what I understand, no one saw him out there. That doesn't mean, obviously, they're not with the team, just something else going on. Manny Powell, we know at Fayetteville he got injured. He was unable to participate. Landon Jackson, again, Sam Pittman talked about it. When was that? Last week when he talked with the media on Thursday. Is that when he talked to the media? Wednesday or Thursday? He said that he hasn't had eyeballs on Landon Jackson. Hasn't really seen him. The only thing you can really watch is high school film and just whatever you have on LSU. But he was unable to participate. There's some other names. Kellen Burrell, I think, was unable to participate. And take all this with a grain of salt. Doesn't mean that they're all like none of these guys are going to be able to participate at all. I've asked about Manny Powell, I don't know how many times, and Landon Jackson. We don't know when these guys are going to be able to participate. I thought I heard that they expect Landon Jackson to possibly be able to participate later on. I'm excited about Landon Jackson. My only fear is he's going to sit out majority of spring camp, not get an opportunity to participate, and then he comes into fall camp and he's maybe a little bit behind. I'm sure he's working out. Quincy McAdoo, another guy I was really hopeful to see, and I don't know what's going on with Quincy. I don't know why he was unable to participate. Zach Zymos, an athlete. This dude moves from linebacker to safety. I'm kind of surprised they didn't move him back to linebacker, but is what it is. Here's what I have who participated with the 1s and 2s. Now, again, keep in mind, this doesn't mean anything. A lot of the transfers are working with the twos. Before you start freaking out, before you start panicking, keep in mind all three of the Mizzou guys that transferred in worked with the threes all through or most of spring camp, if I remember correctly. Again, please correct me if I'm wrong. They were not starters. These guys are already working with the twos. You know who I'm talking about, Hazelwood and all the D-backs. But the ones, KJ Jefferson, Raheem Sanders, Ketron Jackson, Bryce Stevens, Jaqueline Crawford, Hazelwood's behind him, Trey Knox working at the one spot, Hudson Henry at the 2, and I don't know who's at the 3. I don't know who. I'm guessing. I don't know if Aaron Outley. I don't have anything on Aaron Outley. I would assume Aaron Outley, if he was able to participate. We know he had to miss last year because he got hurt his senior year in high school, and it held him out. Left tackle. I told you guys in Patreon, on the Discord Patreon page, look out for Luke Jones at left tackle. That's exactly what happened. He's working with the ones. Devin Manuel, I believe, is behind him. Andrew Chambly, I think is at the 3 spot. Brady Latham working at the 1 spot at left guard. Jalen St. John, everything I hear about Jalen St. John is this dude he looks great. But he's right now working with the 2s. I think it's only a matter of time before he ends up starting. Ricky Stromberg, clearly with the 1s. We talked about Marcus Henderson moving to the center spot. He's already marked as the second string center. So you feel a little bit better about the future of that position with Ricky Stromberg going pro. Right guard, sounds like it's going to come down between Bo Limmer and Amarian Harris. Amarian Harris, we talked about him during recruiting. That's a big-time player. Dalton Wagner, no shock there at right tackle. He's going to be backed up by either Brady Latham, Amarian Harris, or Tykees Crawford, I believe, are in the mix. So that's what you're looking at on offense. Anthony White, I had bigger hopes for Hudson Henry. Ty, what position do you believe the Hogs will improve in the most? Oh, that's a really, really loaded question right now. I hope they get better along the defensive line. I feel that they will. Trey Williams early on last year was a monster. I mean, he was difficult. He ran into some slight injury issues and it was never, from what I understand, kind of dealt with some nagging stuff, was able to eventually kind of get back into the gist of things, but never really played at the same level. Defensive line's got to be better. It's got to be better. So speaking of defense, I'm glad you actually asked me that question because I want to focus on defense. With the 1s, you had Nichols and Gregory rotating in with Torrin Carter and Eric Thomas. J.J. Hollingsworth is already making he's already listed at the 3 spot at the moment. Zach Williams, this is a 3 front we're talking about. And I guess they worked, and we did see, as you saw in the beginning, they did run some plays. Not full pads, but they ran some plays, and it looked like a 3 front to me. Maybe they ran a couple other things 4 front. I don't know. Didn't really get a chance to ask that question. I probably should have. Bumper pull, of course, with the 1s. Jackson Woodard behind him. Told you guys, keep an eye on Woodard, man. I like him, even for a walk-on. He fills out the uni, man. He fills out the pads nice. Jordan Crook. I'm telling y'all, Jordan Crook, man, he's gonna make some waves. The good news is you feel so much better about linebacker, even though you lost a couple of guys that were key contributors. Jordan Crook will be in the mix. Don't be shocked if Crook passes up Woodard. And look, man, Woodard's pretty impressive for a walk-on. Christopher Paul is going to be the 1 guy right now with Drew Sanders right behind him. It's only a matter of time. Again, a lot of the transfers came in and they're backing guys up. At the nickel, Trent Gordon back at it. Trent Gordon, who did play a little bit of nickel last year in spring camp, fall camp, one of the camps. Don't know who's behind him. And at safety, you've got Jalen Catalon, and I don't know who I don't know who. I don't have anything on who backed him up. Safety was Anthony Brown, Miles Slusher working the one spot, Simeon Blair at the other safety spot with Latavius Brinney behind him. Brinney is a guy, and let's fill this out here really quick. The left corner at the working the one spot was Hudson Clark. Dwight McLaughlin's going to be behind him. Look for possibly, I don't know who would back those two guys up right now. A little bit concerned about the back end of the depth at the corner spots. And then your other corner spot's going to be Curry Johnson with Malik Chavis. I feel like Curry Johnson could be your guy, but Malik Chavis is going to be right on his heels. So talking about the DBs, heard this from a couple different people that Latavius Brinney, both these guys, pretty good size, right? 6'2", I think 210 is what Brinney's listed at. That's a pretty good size corner. You can line him up anywhere. He's athletic enough. But the guy that was barking and was kind of running his mouth, Dwight McLaughlin, this 6'2", 185-pound corner. Apparently he had a pretty good, he looked pretty good. Now, I don't know if this was just drills that they were running where the receiver in the corner covering each other, if this was an actual scrimmage situation, but apparently Dwight McLaughlin made Jaden Wilson look kind of silly for Arkansas. Dwight McLaughlin is, I feel like him and Brinney are going to be guys, and Sanders, where you're going to tell, okay, these are guys that Arkansas has always struggled to bring in the same year, right? They might get Montaric Brown was a good corner. Nothing against him. You go back years and years ago, you had guys like Ahmad Carroll playing corner. Some of you, they're old enough, you remember Ahmad Carroll. But you haven't brought in that high-level talent of corner. Now, you had, years ago, you had Darius Winston, who was a 5-star kid, I hate to say it, he struggled here. But Dwight McLaughlin, Brinney, and Drew Sanders, you have them all on the same side of the ball at the same time. Thank you, God, for the transfer portal. I think more and more people are coming around to it, and you're going to see why, and I feel like that's going to happen. I'm not saying that all these guys are going to be badasses. I'm not saying Hazelwood on offense is going to be a badass. Maybe he will. I feel like, he looked pretty good from what video we saw again at the beginning of the show, the intro video. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. You kind of get a glimpse there. Trey Knox lining up at tight end. Hazelwood. I think I left that clip in with Hazelwood doing some quick drills. But Dwight McLaughlin, I feel like it's just a matter of time before we're going to start seeing these guys flourish. And then we're going to look back and go, oh my God, where would we be without the transfer portal? The level of talent, and I'm not saying you've never had this kind of talent, but to have all these guys along with Bumper Pool, right, along with Jalen Catalon, Slusher, all these guys at the same time just has not happened at Arkansas. And who knows, by the end of the year, maybe none of these transfers, maybe they're all just barely in rotation. I don't think so. I think they're a pretty high level of talent. You've got to feel good about what's going on with football. I'm hearing good things. That so far things are going real smooth. People are saying they look even better, more bought in. Maybe bought in's not the right word, but more understanding of what's being asked of them. There's just a smoother transition. Things just look better. I thought they looked pretty good, the 2 spring camps I went to. It looked like those guys were – you saw guys hustling, moving around from drill to drill, getting ready to line up and do the red-white scrimmage or even the second scrimmage. It felt like they were moving pretty well. Year one, I heard that was kind of an issue a little bit because you had the hangover from the Chad Morris guys. It's not an issue. Spring camp off to a great start from what I understand. Look, everyone around all 120 plus, 130 or so teams are all saying that right now. I doubt anyone's going to come out and say, oh, they're terrible. They look so discombobulated. I don't think anyone's saying that. But sounds like people who've been around for a minute, who've been around, who've been on campus, who've kind of been keeping up with it, talking to who they're able to talk to, watching whatever they're able to watch, are all saying that this looks like a pretty well polished, great start to spring camp. Let's hope they can finish that up. Ty, do you believe the trenches are more solidified than last year this time? Get back to me after spring camp with that. I don't know. I think a lot of it's going to depend on what's going on. Like, where's Torrin Carter in his development? Where's Nichols? How much is Jackson participating? There's you still got the, of course, you're still going to miss a guy. There's you've got the Georgia Tech transfer who cannot participate during spring camp. Hell, you may have to wait for me to answer that until after fall camp, to be honest. I don't know yet. I'm not sure. That's got to be a position. It's got to be a position where we see the most improvement. It has to be a more solidified. And I don't care if you're running 3-man or 4-man. I still feel like the goal for them is to run a 4-2. I still feel like the goal, I could be wrong. It's just me thinking out loud. And it feels like when you see what they're targeting, when you hear Sam Pittman talking about wanting to go after yet another, I think he said 2 defensive linemen and 1 receiver. Is that what he said? Or was it defensive lineman, linebacker, receiver? I don't remember. I know for a fact they're going after at least 1 more defensive lineman. I know that for a fact. It screams to me that they either do not feel confident in what they have on the defensive line behind maybe the ones, or that they're trying to stretch out the defensive line to a forefront. I don't know. The whole team looks much bigger than last year. I think the average size offensive lineman is 295. Fact check me on that. I'm not entirely sure. Ty, yeah, the O-line is going to improve. It was good, but I believe when Pittman was the O-line coach, he had a better line. Yeah, those are names that are really hard to replace, right, when you're talking about when he was here for those years. But I think they're going to be pretty good. Rest in peace to LSU basketball program. I've yet to really open that up and look at it, but I saw where Will Wade was trying to pay off one of the recruits' girlfriends or fiancés or whatever. I mean, man, when you're in that deep, you can't get sloppy with it, and Will Wade got sloppy with it. Most LSU sports coverage felt that McLaughlin is a first-round talent. McLaughlin is special. I feel like McLaughlin is going to be great. I think Brittany is too. They got to stay healthy. They've got to be fully bought in. Like, look, these are guys that are coming from, LSU defensive football, right? Say what you want about what's going on over there. LSU has a reputation, especially in the secondary. They are DBU. So they've got to have the mindset that now we're at Arkansas and they need to be completely bought in. Got to stay healthy, right? And the coaches got to utilize these guys correctly. Saunders, Georgia Tech transfer, and Johnson are giant safety, offer a lot of versatility, says Klaus Heisler. Non-sports related, Scott Hall being taken off life support. What? Are you serious? Oh, dude. I loved Scott Hall in the 90s, man. I hope that is fake news. I'm not saying you are. Go Hogs for life. I hope you're reading some bullshit. Oh, man. I saw him not long ago in a video, and he looked great. Talking, doing a thing like a podcast or whatever. Man, that's a crushing blow, dude. I loved Scott Hall back in the day. I'm gonna look at that really quick. Hang on. That's it would be trending, right? You'd feel like that would be trending on Twitter. Yep, it is. There it is. Scott Hall on. Oh, he's on. It says he's on. Did I read your comment wrong? Did you say on or off life support? Okay, you say he was taken off. They're saying he's on, so maybe this is kind of. Oh, this was like last night. No, this was yesterday morning. Scott Hall, former WWE, WCW star, on life support after health complication after hip surgery. I guess he's had multiple heart attacks. Golly, man. That sucks. Dude, he was he was the best part of the NWO. He always had that toothpick in his That dude's antics were something else. Well, that's unfortunate, man. We'll try and keep an eye on that. I mean, it should be a crime that Brian Kelly was dancing with recruits. I don't the way he was dancing or his fake accent. Hey, yo. That's right. Hey, yo. Dude, that guy was an icon in the 90s, man. That is not what I wanted to see today. Golly, man. All right, well, sticking back with it. Just how bad is Brian Kelly right now? Lack of institutional control means NCAA gets to come in and look at everything. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Brittany and McLaughlin are really good players, says Reginald Couch. Yeah, man, I they're not going to be working with the twos for long. I think the only way, I don't know, like I do like Ladarius Bishop. And I think he does have the athleticism. He's got great SEC speed. He's that caliber of player. But it's just a matter of time. Caden Wallace, SEC co-player of the week. McLaughlin and Brittany are 10,000% the better end of the deal. Oh, man. No. 100% between Brooks and Fouché. I hated seeing Brooks leave solely because of what he can do at the nickel spot. Anything in place of Clark. I feel like he got such a bad rap. I mean, yeah, I was a part of that. I'm not going to lie. You know, thought he was a liability. Man coverage. It seemed to me like he just struggled. But pretty solid, like, back him off in coverage, put him back in, like, cover 2. Zone cover guy. Maybe he could do that, right? Man, I forgot where I was going next. I'm sorry. That Scott Hall stuff kind of threw me off a little bit. Not even going to lie. If you haven't already, fill out our bracket. We have our own bracket. Let me share it here. Let me get you in here. Now, it's for anyone who wants to join if you want to be in on it. Great tackler, not the greatest cover guy. Yeah, Hudson Clark, solid. I mean, I'd love to have seen him put on 15, 20 pounds and maybe try him out at linebacker. He's got the mentality for it. He's a willing tackler, and that's hard to come by with corners, man. Hog DB's probably not feeling good about decision to go to LSU right now. I don't think you're wrong, Reginald, at all. Sorry to derail you. No, I appreciate the news, man. That was just I know he struggled with some stuff, but last I saw he looked good, and then you're feeling like, man, all right, he's on the right path, and then this happens. That's just unfortunate. Hang on a second. I had my page pulled up. Yeah, also excited about Drew Sanders. Like I said, Jaden Hazelwood looks pretty good. He looks good. 6'3", what is he, about 215? Malik Hornsby had a couple of nice little throws. I'm hearing he looked pretty. Again, it's not full pads, but he looked all right. You know, spring camp is sharp. So let's hope again that they can continue on that path. All right. Okay. Let's get into the Razorbacks and the tournament. What do you guys say? Find my bracket here. Oh boy. I want you to tell me how far you think the Hogs go. You've seen the bracket, and if you haven't, you're about to see it here in just a second. Where does Arkansas go? How far do you think they can go? You got to consider who they got to play. And I want everyone to know I still feel like they're an Elite 8 caliber team. I want you to know that. If the defense travels, if we see more of what we saw in the second half against Tennessee, or that 15-game stretch where they're just playing unbelievable defense, they're finding offense wherever they can get it, typically J.D. Notae. Things are just clicking. They play at a pretty consistent, fast pace. and they stay out of foul trouble, I really think they could go pretty far. However, matchups matter. Brackets and what bracket you're in matters. A lot of you are already saying Sweet 16. Anthony White says Sweet 16. Go Hogs for Life says Sweet 16. Alex says Elite 8. Manny says one and done. Vermont is tough. Ramon Shiesty, Elite 8. A loss to Texas Tech. Sweet 16 says Mr. Collins. Sweet 16 plus, but we have to play balls out D against the Zags. A lot of people think this is the year for the Zags. Cody Honey says, I also have an Elite 8 loss to Texas Tech. Eagle says, I say we go at least Sweet 16, but I think Elite 8 is definitely on the table versus Duke. All right. Let me flip this screen around for you here. Let's fill out this bad boy, huh? Let's fill it out. Okay. I feel like I should have got a bottle of water for this. This is tough, man. This is tough. At least this bracket up here. This bracket is pretty challenging. I remember looking at last year's bracket thinking, oh, okay, I feel pretty confident about what I'm about to do here. Not so much this year. I mean, Gonzaga, right? Duke, Texas Tech. Tough, man. And you've got Davidson down here. Again, these do not represent my picks. None of this represents. I just had to reset my bracket, so you have to go back and click them all. I don't know how much of that screen you can actually see. Hang on just a second. I don't think I sized the screen up very well. Oh, Lord. Let's size this screen up for you. Oh, not that small. There we go. That looks a little better. Okay. Let's start down here first. Now, I'm going to try my best to keep this. And do me a favor, make sure you like the stream, like the video, the stream here. If you're watching after the fact, I don't know, maybe maybe our brackets are pretty similar. I don't know. Let's start with the easy here. Kansas versus whoever the hell, it doesn't matter. I'm taking Kansas. Some of these, again, I'm not an expert. I don't know everything about any of these teams. Hell, there's some teams I know absolutely jack crap about. Creighton, I don't know anything about Creighton. San Diego State's the 8 seed. I'm going to go with the higher seeding. I liked Iowa. If you want to read, there's also information here that's really helpful. Iowa's heavily favored here. So if you want to read a little bit, you can click that. Providence, South Dakota State. I'm taking Providence. Here is an interesting – this is I would say one of my top 3 matchups, even though LSU's without Will Wade. Hell, this is a difficult match even with Will Wade. I still think it'll be fascinating because Iowa State, kind of one of those mid-range Big 12 schools. Obviously, I'm going Iowa State, but I think that could be a better game than we realize. Wisconsin versus old Colgate. We know them all too well, but I'm taking Wisconsin there. Here's another one. Your 10 versus 7 seed here, USC, Miami. I did watch Miami play a little bit, watched a little bit of late night USC, not a lot. This is really just kind of up in the air. I'm gonna take Miami. That's a tough one though. Listen, did a little bit of reading on them. Some people thought Miami should have been a higher seed. Should have been at least an 8 or maybe even a 7. Auburn up against Jacksonville State, taking Auburn. All right. Here we go. Second round. Now, keep in mind, I cannot see your comments. I'm trying to pull my phone up here. Yeah, a lot of you have Arkansas at least Sweet 16. So, again, tell me what you think. Taking Kansas here. I know Kansas has some little oddness to them this year. I don't know how strong of a 1 seed they really are, but they could surprise you. I mean, I know they've got their own off-the-court issues they're dealing with, but I'm taking KU here. Going to take Iowa here because I think Big Ten was decent this year, and I don't know a damn thing about Providence. Wisconsin and Iowa State. Here's another good matchup. Wisconsin, I don't know, man. Don't they rebound? Aren't they like one of the – maybe I'm getting the rebounds. I think they're one of the top rebounding teams in the country, if I remember right. Iowa State plays well on defense. Iowa State is a very good defensive team. This is a tough one. But I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going to take Iowa State. Auburn versus Miami. I know they're not a strong 2 seed. I don't think they are, but I do think they're built for tournament play. I like Auburn here. All right. I'm going to take KU against Iowa. Could be a good game. And then I'm going to take Auburn here. Ooh, I know. That's gross, but I'm doing it. Who goes further? Who advances? Auburn or KU? What do you guys think? I'm taking KU. So there's a Final Four appearance for the Big 12. All right. Let's move on over to the East. Of course, I'm taking Baylor. This is another good one. North Carolina. It's so weird seeing them at an 8 seed. Marquette, always someone you got to keep an eye on. I'm going upset with Marquette. Taking St. Mary's here. St. Mary's is actually pretty, they're scrappy. UCLA, Akron. I'm taking UCLA. I'm taking Texas over Virginia Tech. I'm going to take Purdue over Yale. Don't know anything about either of these teams. I'll go with the 7 seed. Kentucky. Obviously, I'm taking Kentucky here. How far does Kentucky go? I'm going to take them against Murray State. Murray State's probably scrappy, I would imagine. It seems like you always hear about them in the tournament. Texas and Purdue, going Purdue here. St. Mary's could be a tough matchup. I'm going to go UCLA. I'm going to take Baylor here. Okay. Baylor and UCLA. Give me Baylor. Purdue, Kentucky. God, this is tough. Oh, that's so hard. I mean, because I just don't know enough about Purdue, man. But I'm going to take Kentucky. Again, I think they're built for the tournament. I think they're just built for it. Purdue is too, I'm sure. What do they say? What's the information say here? Okay, 59. We got some pretty good numbers here. The Boilermakers boast the top-ranked offense in the nation. No, wait a minute. I thought Gonzaga was the top offense. Let's see. Have what it takes to make a deep run. Jaden Ivey, blah, 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 blah. But Purdue ranks outside the top 100 in defense and forces turnovers at one of the lowest rates in the nation. They don't have, yeah, I'm feeling really good about my Kentucky pick here. Kentucky, we know what Kentucky is. They're solid on both ends. They've got the pieces. They've got the depth. They've got pretty good coaching, even though Cal has choked at times. But I'm taking Kentucky there, and I'm going to take Baylor over Kentucky. Boom. We've got 2 down. 2 to go. Arizona. I'm taking Seton Hall over TCU. Houston over UAB. Illinois over Chattanooga. I wish we drew Chattanooga. I just do. Michigan and Colorado State. Give me Colorado State. A lot of people believe Michigan shouldn't even been in. Tennessee over whoever the hell. Longwood. Giggity. Ohio State and Loyola. Ooh. I have not. You know what? I overlooked this matchup. That's interesting. Loyola is someone that's always on upset watch in the tournament. I'm taking them. I'm going to take Villanova here. I'm going to take Villanova against Loyola. I'm going to take Tennessee because they have an easy path up until the Sweet 16. They're going to advance. I feel like Illinois here. I'm going to take Arizona here. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm very high on Arizona. All right. So, Villanova or Tennessee. I'm taking Villanova. Taking Arizona. It's going to be a game right here, but give me Zona. Give me Arizona. So there you go. Here we go. Should we just go ahead and make these picks really quick? Arizona versus Kansas. I'm taking Zona. I'll make that pick. I'm taking Arizona over Kansas. Because I just everything you read, it's like, is Kansas a real strong one? I just don't know. Arizona, I think, is a strong one. Here we go. Gonzaga, Georgia State. I'm taking the Zags. Memphis is playing really well right now. They do have some bizarre losses. Like You could make the argument maybe they should have been a little bit higher seed, but then some folks think 9 might have been too high for them to begin with. It's a tough one, but I'm going to take Memphis here. I think someone in our Discord said they've got Memphis going all the way to like the Final Four. I don't know. I'm taking UConn against New Mexico State. I'm going to skip Arkansas and Vermont for a second. I don't know anything about the Rutgers or Notre Dame. I know Notre Dame's isn't their coach expected to take the Maryland job? So I really don't know what's going on there. Is Notre Dame, they have some off-the-court distractions. I don't know anything about Rutgers here. I'm taking Bama, taking Texas Tech over Montana State. Here is my favorite round 1 matchup of the entire tournament. By the way, I'm taking Duke. Michigan State and Davidson. This is a tough one. I'm going Davidson. That's going to be a ball game. And I think Davidson Duke could be a ball game. Like, they're going to be such a hard out. Yeah, and I know Arizona's got some health issues. I'm aware of that, but they're just such a complete team. Taking Duke, but I think this could be a fight. I really think this could be a battle. I'm going to take Texas Tech because Alabama's seeded way too high in my opinion. All right, Arkansas and Vermont. Here we go. Now, we're going to do a full breakdown. I thought about doing this bracket on Wednesday's show, but I wanted to go ahead and knock it out now. First game is Wednesday, right? Am I wrong? I know NIT starts tomorrow, I believe. And I think Wednesday is day 1 of the tournament. But I'm taking – I'm going to have to take Arkansas one and done. Arkansas is going to be one and done. I'm taking Vermont. I'm just kidding. Of course I'm not. Taking Arkansas. I know Vermont has shooters. They are an efficient. I did watch some. Got a damn fly hovering around my microphone. I did watch a little bit of Vermont. Did a little bit of research on them, and even ESPN's breakdown's pretty accurate on Vermont. They are a very efficient scoring team, like very efficient. Their shot selection is some of the best you'll watch. Like, go and watch their film. These guys, they are so good at setting up their own shots. Here's what ESPN says. Vermont rolled through the America East Conference tournament with 3 blowout victories and entered the NCAA tournament with 22 of their 23 22 of their 23, their last 23. Led offensively by scoring a bunch of seniors. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to read all their names. The Catamounts are well above average on both sides of the ball. Their offense, which ranks among the best in the land in terms of effective shooting. Now, their overall scoring, they're like what I say they were yesterday, like 80th. They don't turn the ball over a ton. It's going to make them a tough draw, and they are. It's a tough game. I really feel like this could be a back-and-forth fight or another one of those games that reminds you a little bit of Colgate from a year ago, where they lead the entire first half, and it takes Arkansas some great defensive effort in the second half. But I like Arkansas here. Vermont doesn't have – if you look at their net rankings, if you look at their quad games, like they lost their only P5 matchup to Maryland, and they lost that, I think, by 12. I know that doesn't mean much. All right, round of 32, taking the Zags over Memphis. This is such a tough draw for Memphis. You feel kind of bad for them, but hey, get a better seeding. Play better during the year. Don't have some of those weird losses at the beginning of the year. By the way, Selects Committee looks at the entire body of work. They don't just look at what you've done recently. They look at the entire body of work. And Memphis should have, if they played the second half of the season like they did, or if they played the first half of the season like they did lately, they would have been a higher seed. But they're going to be out. I don't like them against the Zags at all. Gonzaga is the best offense in college basketball. Go watch them. Go look at their numbers. It's ridiculous. UConn, not a very good matchup against Arkansas. I like Arkansas here. I just think Arkansas, they're going to rebound to high heaven on UConn. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they're plus 12. Assuming they get past Vermont, let me make that clear, I don't think that's a good matchup for UConn. I'm taking Texas Tech, and I'm taking Duke against Davidson. That's going to be a game. You know, Bama might be scrappy. You just never know. Nate Oates is something else. All right. Duke and Texas Tech, look, man, they're going to play all out for their coach in his last season. I'm taking Duke. Here we go. This is another tough one. I'm not kidding when I say this. I just don't think Arkansas is going to be able to keep up with the Zags. I just don't. I really think this is the Zags' year to, well, I mean, they went far last year. Do I think they're capable of winning it all? I absolutely do. I'm taking them over Duke. I'm gonna take them over Baylor, but I'm taking Arizona. That's my score. That is my prediction, 84-76. Of course I want to enter to win some money in a car. Of course, why not? That's my pick. Now, I may anyone who knows me, I may wake up tomorrow and be like, you know what? No, I think Arkansas could get past, and I do think Arkansas could get past Gonzaga. But this is they are an offensive juggernaut. They are really damn good on the offensive side of the ball. They play well on both ends. They're just a complete team. They do have some health stuff they got to deal with. Also, I think they have one starter that's kind of been dealing with some stuff. You know, when you look at some teams, like a lot of these teams, these are some tough matchups. But Arizona, to me, I think they're a pretty strong one. They could get knocked out, man. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm just a commentator. But based on what research I did last night and a little bit this morning and what I've seen over the course of the season, what I have seen of Arizona, they've played a little bit better ball, and damn, they look the part, they play the part. I'm taking Arizona here over the Zags. I really think highly of the Zags too. This might be the year for them. I don't know. This feels like a tough matchup. Yeah, Mike's right. Not many teams have multiple big men who can make plays off ball screens, but the Zags do. They just kind of do it all, and I think both them and Arizona. Wouldn't shock me if Arizona can't get a little healthier that they get eliminated early. Hell, they could be on upset against Seton Hall or TCU. I'd take Arizona over TCU. I feel like Seton Hall should be the better matchup there. So. There you go. I'll submit this. You can always submit it and then go back, and I'm not doing all that here. But that's what I got. I know someone going to, Ty, how dare you pick so-and-so? What are you doing? But those are my picks, man. That's what I feel like. Again, may change my mind tomorrow. We're full steam ahead in Discord with this. And the winner's going to get a ton of points, ton of XP for those of you who are keeping up with that. That's been a lot of fun. That's been a lot of fun, by the way. I agree. Zags have not faced a tough D. I haven't. And the Zags haven't faced a team like Arkansas, but that's such a tough draw. I think I think this could be their year. Not many teams. I already read that. If we were to lose, I'd be okay with losing to the Zags or Duke. Yeah. Who's another Colgate? You talking about Vermont? Who you talking about, Willis? Just do better, Memphis. Do better. That's right. And they are playing better, and maybe they are the team that we should be keeping an eye on in this bracket. I mean, I think there's several. But I'm telling you, Arkansas-Vermont round one is it's one of my top 3 matchups, no matter who the team is. But number 1, without a doubt, is Michigan State, Seton Hall. Michigan State and Davidson. That is going to be a fun game. I think it's a toss-up. That's going to be really exciting to watch. When is this tip-off? Damn, that game's not till Friday? Really? I guess that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, Davidson 27-6, Michigan State 22-12. This is gonna be a ball game. Now, Michigan State is 4-8 versus the top 25. Davidson's 1-0. Michigan State with a 32nd overall BPI to Davidson's 50th. Davidson went 15-3 in conference play. Michigan State went 11-9. Davidson, who's averaging close to 76 points a game. Michigan State 72. A lot of people favoring Michigan State, but it's not by a lot. That's my favorite round one matchup. That's going to be fun to watch. So, yeah. Who do you think wins the NIT? I don't know, man. That's a good question. Maybe I don't know. A&M, are they going to be pissed off and they're going to take it out on the? Are they? They're in the NITs, right? They were on the bubble. Yeah, they're in the NITs. I'm sure. Ty is not kidding when he says he likes filling out brackets. He got me more and more excited as he went. All right. Yeah, and I will fill out more. I guarantee you. They're not going to be. I won't show them off or anything. I might maybe in Discord. They're not going to be a part of the PTN bracket challenge, but I'm probably going to fill out a bunch more. I'm sure I will. I do every year. They're a lot of fun. A lot of different outcomes. I'm not an expert. I'm not pretending to be an expert. I just go on based on what I know and what I've seen. So, yeah, I would take if A&M plays in the NIT like they did against Auburn and Arkansas in the tournament, in the SEC tournament, I'm taking A&M. I mean, that was great by them. So, all right. Don't forget, if you haven't already, subscribe, share the content, check out all the links provided for you down below, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday as we break down this Vermont matchup. Who knows? I've got Arkansas in my bracket, but I could change my mind on Wednesday. This is a very interesting matchup for the Hogs. It's one of my top 3 games on this entire list. Yeah, keep an eye on it. This is gonna be fun. Wednesday's show is gonna be a blast. Woo pig, and I'll see you guys Wednesday. Go Hogs.